Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Connection, coming to you from Spirit and Truth Sanctuary, where I have some beautiful people here with me. Say, hey, beautiful people. To the beautiful people who are watching online. We're going to begin today with our prayer of surrender, which opens our hearts and prepares our minds for today's devotion, which is called The Natural Mind versus the Mind of Christ, which is especially meaningful this particular year because that is our theme for this year at the church, putting on the Christ mind. So let's say our prayer together. Spirit of truth, carry me where you will. Bring to me what you will. Take from me what you will. Awaken in me what you will. The Christ man is around me. The Christ mind is in me. The Christ power flows through me. And the Christ mystery exists as me. I believe it. I perceive it. And now I receive it. I am surrendered. Amen. And so it is. Okay, we'll continue right on reading together our affirmation for today, for today's devotion. It says, today I consciously move from my natural mind to my Christ mind. All right, the premise of today's devotion is that we as humans are divine as well as human. Different people describe or explain this in a variety of ways. The one I think I like best is that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. It's not the other way around. It's not that we're humans searching for spirituality. Is that we began as spiritual beings and we came here to have a human experience. So the point is that we have both within us, humanity and divinity. And each of those two parts of us is connected to a world, as it were. Just like we have half of our mother's DNA and half of our father's DNA that makes up our physical body. Spiritually, it's the same way. We are connected to our human nature comes from and is connected to this three-dimensional earth realm that we are living in temporarily. But our spiritual nature comes from and is connected to the eternal realm that goes beyond the limitations we are subject to here on earth. And the quality of our lives is determined in large part by which of these two worlds we consciously choose to give more of our attention and focus to, which one we decide to be a citizen of, as it were. Like if some people have dual citizenship in two different countries and they can kind of decide which one they want to spend more time in, it's exactly the same. We get to consciously choose which of those worlds we want to spend more of our time in. So I want to pick up the text in the second paragraph. It says, if you believe that this earth consciousness ruled by your natural mind is all that exists, where everything is a reaction to our outer circumstances and where you're always the victim, in other words, where you feel you have no control over what happens to you, you're still living in a world of lack and scarcity. And the only way to survive in this world is to be in constant competition with others for limited resources. So that's part of the limitation I was talking about a minute ago. If you believe nothing beyond this three-dimensional earth existence is real or is available to you, then your reality is going to be one of lack and scarcity, where you have to fight and compete all the time with others to get your share, to get your piece of the pie. Because in this world, there's only so much pie, and when it's gone, it's gone. That's the mentality here on earth. All right, let's go on to the next paragraph, though, for the rest of the story. When you put on the mind of Christ, you recognize yourself as a powerful creator and realize you have access to an infinite well of limitless resource that is always renewing itself. So when I read that, it made me think about that story in the Bible where Jesus took 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread and he fed thousands and thousands of people. Well, that's because he was not from, or he did not believe in, he did not identify with the limitations of our earthly existence. He saw people needed to be fed, and he took what he had and he multiplied it, because in his world, in his mind, there was no limitation. All right, so we see here that this eternal realm that he was in, where our spirit comes from, it does not have the same limitations as this world does. And when we put on the mind of Christ, or when we identify with our Christ or spirit nature, then we begin to understand that we have access to a reality beyond these earthly limitations. Last paragraph now. In order to reach this level of mastery, where you know that you are the creator of your own reality, you must do your own work. No spiritual teacher or pastor can do it for you. The most they can do is give you the tools and remind you how powerful you are. Okay, so we're going to talk more about what those tools are in our teaching today, so stay tuned. But for now, we're going to end the time of devotion with the prayer. Christ consciousness, help me to do the work necessary to take on the mind of Christ that resides in me. Help me to recognize that I have the power to create my own reality because I am made in your divine image. Amen.